Now that everything has been placed in its location, we need to go through this and start to refine the project. One of the first things you should do is make sure that there are no other drawings showing up on your viewports. And your viewports are on this purple layer here, or magenta. And you may need to grab points and shift them down. For instance, we could look here, and if I were to print preview that page, which I will do, and preview it, notice how there's a lot of information that's showing up in the viewport because the viewport's too large. This is the drawing from above and this is the drawing from below, and it looks like there might also be some other stuff being clipped into our viewport here. So in order to resolve that issue, you need to take your viewport and you need to bring it in slightly in all directions that it's required. So just kind of shift it down and make it a little bit smaller, like so. And now when you do the print preview, notice how all that information is hidden away. The most important thing about your portfolio, since the work is technically already done, is to make sure that things like that don't happen. Formatting issues, where another part of one of your drawings is showing through and it's clipped, right? It's going to look like a mistake, and you never want to submit a portfolio that has errors like that. A portfolio should be the nicest and cleanest version of everything. So first step you should probably take care of is making sure to close in your viewports. For instance, in this one as well, I know that that right there is part of another drawing, and I will show you when I preview it. So that's part of another project right there, or another drawing, right? And so that looks really tacky if I were to print this out and leave that there. So in order to avoid that, again, and this is just sort of repeat, I would take this viewport and bring it up slightly. So that way when I print it, it'll print cleaner without any additional information popping up around it that's unnecessary. After you've shifted all your viewports around and tightened them up to your drawings so that way extraneous information isn't showing up, the next thing to do is obviously to fill out this text and any other information that needs to be filled out. And after you have that completed, you can actually very quickly you can move on to the last and final steps, which is printing these as PDFs. I will talk about that right now. So once you have your entire thing laid out and you've adjusted all your viewports, filled in all text that needs to be filled in, now you can start writing it out as PDFs.